Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another Custom NPCs tutorial video. Today, we are going to be talking about wizards. This could be used for a boss fight, or how I'm going to show you, which will be a companion or follower. Yeah, let's just get right to making a wizard. I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is obviously create an NPC. Actually, first thing we're going to do is set it to morning. So let's, yeah, we'll have him hang out over here on the edge of town. All right. So you're going to just, right-click the ground, create your NPC. You can name it. I'm going to name mine Zed. We'll just name him Zed. He's based off of one of my the player characters in my D&D game. We're also going to make him an elf. Why not? Because you can change the scale of all of your characters and make them look different. In case you didn't know that. And we're going to make his title Wizard Follower. Like I said, I'm specifically showing you how to do him as a wizard, as a follower, but you don't have to. But that's what he's going to look like. So we're going to right-click him. First thing we're going to do is give him a wizard staff. And the second thing we're going to do is give him a spell to cast. So these are all from the Custom NPCs mod. However, the items have split off from the NPCs, and it's now two separate mods. The link to both of them are in the description. But we're going to give him the nature spell, because he's like an elf dude. I think that... No, you know what? Zed likes fire. We're going to give him fire. Alright. So, and then we're going to drop this fire spell, which this could be any item. I could put spears if you want his projectiles to look like spears. This is just the texture that the ranged item will look like. So if you put an arrow in there, it'll look like an arrow. But we're going to do fire spell so that when he casts a spell, it looks like a fireball. So first thing we're going to do is come over to AI. We're going to change his tactical variant to surround, and I like to keep it at orbit distance of 10. He's a wizard, so he doesn't want to get in too close because he knows, if a sword gets him in the chest, he's probably going to die. Next, we're going to come over to stats. We're going to go to ranged options. I'll probably leave the accuracy. I'll leave all of that. I will change the burst count to 1, or the fire rate to 1, and the burst count to 4. We're going to choose a sound. So custom NPCs, and I assume the item mod comes with some built-in sounds. There's this magic-y sound. I don't really like that one. So I'm going to look at what Minecraft has to offer. Because I know there's the fireworks sound. Yeah, we'll do that. That sounds good. All right. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set his job to guard. Just so that I can test him out. We're also going to come back to stats, go into projectile type. We'll turn that into a 3D. We'll make it spin. We'll leave it as that. We'll change the effect type. You can put the effect type as whatever type of spell you want. Since I'm doing fire, we're going to do fire. But you can make it a poison spell, a hunger spell, a weakness, slowness, nausea, blindness, wither. Basically, any debuff or effect in the game that can be, like a poison or something like that, you can set the spell to be. And fire 5. And we'll do a trail type of... we'll just do regular smoke, I think. And yeah, it can glow. Alright, so now that's done, however, we need to test it. So let's spawn a zombie and see what he does. And as you can see, he looks like he's throwing fireballs. Oh, it's a zombie villager! I didn't expect that. And he's dead. So that's the basics of a wizard, but now let's make it a little more interesting. Let's make him a real follower. First things first, when he dies, he should probably have a chance of dropping his staff. And maybe a couple of silver pieces. and then a steak. Zed likes food. I don't usually talk about adding this stuff in, but you really should consider it. Like the minimum XP and all that. So we'll say the minimum XP you can give is 10, the max is 50. This is if he dies. Which you can also set it so that he can, where is it? Is it in stats? It's got to be in AI. I just saw, okay, so you can set it so that if you click on him, he returns to start, blah, blah, blah. The same thing with when he dies. You can hide his body if he dies, so if he falls, you won't see his body laying there. I like to leave that on. I think it adds to it. And you can even set him so that he'll only respawn in the daytime, which actually I think I'll do. All right. Now, in a previous video, I talked about followers. You can go up and click that. Now it's up in the top corner, but we're going to talk about it again here. So when you talk to him, thanks for hiring me for blank days, and we'll give it gold amount. So 8, or I guess silver. 8 silver will be 1 day. 16 will be a week. And 64 will be a month, I guess. And these are Minecraft days. So sun up to sundown. And when that's done, he will leave and go back. I'm not sure if there's a way to set it infinitely, but you could just set a really, really crazy amount of time and make him easy to access again. All right. So we're going to do that, but we're also going to come over and we're going to create some dialogue for him. So we're going to, where did I put it before? Did I put it in villagers? Actually, we'll create a new one. We'll create a new one and name this followers. Followers. And then when you have that, you want to click dialogue. So you come into here, add a category, or you're in the categories. Add a title. We'll name this one Zed dialogue text. Nope, that shouldn't be it. Well met. Add player. Do you have need? There's too many E's of my service. And we'll say availability options. Yeah, let's actually, I very rarely do these. Actually, we won't. We'll just say that you have to be friendly with the human faction, which actually we'll say you have to be friendly with the friendly faction. So you can't be evil. You can't be evil. All right, and now dialogue options. Option number 1. Yes, I could use a wizard. And I usually like to color these. In the new versions of the mod, it'll actually show the color when you click on this. However, in this older version, it does not. So you'll have to look up the hex code. I think it's called the hex code. You'll have to look up the color code, which I'm doing right now. Green, yeah, it's a hex code. Green color hex code. So we'll do lime green is 32 CD32. Yep. All right, so there's a code for you if you want to make your text green. And I'm going to look up one for red as well. I like to color code the options if it's an accept. All right. Oops. Use a wizard, and then we'll do this one. I have no use for a wizard. And we'll set this one to red, which is going to be FF0000. All right, now we're going to go over to the advanced tab. Go into his dialogue, select dialogue, followers, Z, select. So now when we talk to him, Well met, Bryce Loves Gaming. Do you have need of my service? I could use a wizard. Oh, and it didn't. So I don't know if you guys noticed that. It doesn't have the second option because I didn't set the option to link to anything. I set it to disabled. You want to set it to close. If it's set to close, that way it'll just close out the text. I have no use for a wizard. All right, but let's recruit him as a follower. Let's actually just do the 8 gold. Thank you for hiring me for 1 day. So now he will follow you. And since he is still marked as a guard, if on our adventures we come across a zombie, he will do his best to kill it. Next, with that, whoops, we want to leave him as a guard. Yeah, that's right. I just want to make sure that I have his faction set right. That's what I want. Yeah, you want to make sure that he's set to friendly faction and probably attack hostile factions and defend faction members. If you kill him, you will lose factions with friendlies. But gain faction with enemies. All right, now come on, bro. So let's test that. Let's see. Will he attack these zombies? Oh well, he attacks the slime. That's for sure. It's pretty hard to see at night, isn't it? I want to see, will he attack these guys? Because these guys are set to enemies, right? Oh, if they're set to attack him, they will. He will. Okay, he only cares about slime. All right, come on. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's dead. He died. So you probably want to give him a little bit more health than I have. But again, he's a wizard. Wizards are supposed to be, like, protected. So we'll edit him and then cancel that so that he comes back here. All right. We're going to set back today, and I'm going to talk about a different type of wizard. So we just made a regular, like, fire wizard. But what if you want to make, like, a druid or a necromancer? I think we're going to use the example of a necromancer. So we'll have him, we're going to need to make him spawn a skeleton or a zombie. I'm thinking skeleton. So we're going to choose model. We're going to come in here. We're going to go down until we get to skeleton. He'll spawn a regular skeleton. Nope, just a regular one. And its inventory, it'll have, not meat. It'll have a shield. It'll have a spear. Can you, okay, you can only see the spirits on him. His name is Chim, but we're going to name him Skeleton. Alright, AI, he will, yeah, he'll wander, I think. Cobweb affected, yes. We do want to set his creature type to undead. Respawn, no, we don't want him to come back if he dies. Alright, and he doesn't need that shield if he's not going to use it. And I should set up all of that, but I won't. Because really all we need him for is we need to copy him. So we're going to set this to tab, like, what's the 9? We'll set him to tab 9. That's where we'll put summons. Alright, and we can, hey, come back. Come back. Get back here. And we're going to delete him. We don't need him anymore, now that we have him saved into the mob cloner. We're going to come in here, come to advanced, change him from a guard. He'll no longer be a guard, but he can now be a spawner. So with that, we can make him spawn skeleton. Dies after spawning? No, you do not want him to. And we'll make him say that he does randomly. So you can add extra, NPCs, and he'll do that. So let's see if he'll spawn one. He might only spawn in combat. So let's talk to him again. Yeah, I could use a wizard. And we'll hire him again. Thank you for hiring me for 1 day. So let's see what happens if he comes in contact with a skeleton. Or a zombie. And look at that. He spawns a skeleton that fights for him. What I should have done is added sound effects to that skeleton, but you can do that. I've already talked about adding sounds. So that's how you do a necromancer. If you didn't want him to spawn skeletons, we could clear that out, and he can instead spawn rats. So if he does that, he will now spawn a rat. See? Although those are evil rats. So you probably want to, if whatever he spawns, you're going to want to be the same faction as you. And let's get rid of this guy. Why didn't go away? All right, let's bring our wizard back. There's one more thing I want to talk about. I guess this is kind of more of a follower and a wizard episode, because I'm talking about both. So next, the next thing I want to talk about is lines. These are lines of dialogue. So world lines are things that he will just say randomly. So we'll, I don't know, we'll give him just some random lines. It's getting hot out. Just something. What I really like are our attack lines. Go back to the shadows. I don't know. I was thinking about Lord of the Rings the other day. Go back to the shadows. Die, foul creature. Just stuff like that. You can actually make them do sound effects as well when they say those. Oh, I just cleared that out. Damn it. All right. We'll just do die, foul creature. So now when he fights, he should talk. Die, foul creature! And you can actually set it up so he'll have, if you set up one in each of those, he'll randomly pick one. So that's how those work. And interact lines are obviously when you talk with him. But if you have a NPC set up to do dialogue, you don't want him to have interact lines, because it screws stuff up. All right, and that's really like the majority of wizard. We could change the projectile type. You could change the trail type. That's the trail on the back. So we'll change it to large smoke instead. Actually, let's change it to lightning. That's one that I've actually never seen what lightning looks like. Let's change it to lightning. Lightning. And we'll also grab the lightning spell instead of a fire spell. Let's see what that looks like. Although it's still gonna light people on fire, but I guess lightning lights people on fire. Now the projectiles are still on fire, so that looks a little weird. So we probably wanna change that off. With lightning is probably just direct damage and doesn't like cause anything. And there you go. So there, he's kind of shooting lightning bolts, I guess. You could change the sound effect to be a crack of thunder or something. Although you do want to be careful about sound effects for the weapons, because as you could see, he kind of just goes crazy with it. You can also change all of those as well, which I've talked about in previous videos. I think that's going to be it for this one. This one's kind of on the, I mean, I don't know. It says it's like 20 minutes long, so I guess it's about the normal length or to a little bit longer. But it's kind of light on real info. I'm Bryce Loves Gaming. As always, you can follow me on Twitch. I stream every single night. That's twitch.tv/Bryce Loves Gaming. If you have any questions about custom NPCs or stuff like that, feel free to jump on. We're gonna do a couple of custom NPCs streams here in the near-ish future. I'm gonna work on my dungeon that's over here that I haven't shown you guys yet. But yeah, I've got this big, huge. As you can see, it is quite a massive structure. Dungeon over here, and maybe I'll just give a quick look at it before we go. Yeah, this took a long. Quite a while for me to set up, but it's got like goblins and orcs and other foul beasts. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really tight corridors too. This is based on the Eye of the Beholder, which is an old DOS PC game from 1993. It's one of my favorite old school dungeon crawling RPGs. But maybe we'll talk a little bit about dungeon design in the future. All right. Once again, I'm Bryce Loves Gaming. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Custom NPCs tutorials, and I hope this helps. Remember to hit that like button, maybe hit the subscribe button and ring that little bell. It helps me out. Helps me out a lot, actually. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions on what you'd like to see in the future, leave it in a comment below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.